So you might imagine I've seen many, many patients come through that have difficulty with the altitude when they come to the Mile High City. Well, we have a product now that is what we call powdered oxygen. Yeah, believe it or not, it's called powdered oxygen that can be taken in a capsule form to help reduce the symptoms of altitude sickness when they get here. As you might imagine, when you're flying, the cabin is at a pressure setting of about 8,000 feet. So immediately, even when these people get off the plane, they've been in an altitude they're not used to. Compounding that over the time period that they're here, there has to be some point where they can actually adapt to this. Well, that can take sometimes days to weeks for someone to develop in their bloodstream a way for them to handle the lower oxygen concentration in Colorado. So what has occurred is there's this wonderful invention called powdered oxygen. And a company developed a way to entrap diatomic oxygen in something called a clathrate, which is made of aluminum hydroxide. This clathrate can be ingested, and then in the mucosa of the digestive tract, it can actually be absorbed directly into the tissues or the bloodstream from there. So when somebody's here and you're suffering from altitude sickness, it's basically that the percent of oxygen is much lower than at sea level, let's say, because for every 5,000 foot change, we know scientifically that our body has less oxygen for it to absorb, and so it has to adapt to that. Um, with this powdered oxygen, you can bypass the need for hyperventilation to get your lungs more oxygen, and you can absorb it through actually the tissues of the stomach.
Is that why I feel when I come up to the mountains the first few days, I don't feel like myself?
No, you probably have symptoms of headache,
Mhm.
nausea, fatigue.
Yeah.
You don't sleep well the first night, and you can even be short of breath during all this.
Stairs are not your friend.
No, any kind of exertion, your demand is already at peak level, and then if you do something with exertion, you're not going to feel good. You're not going to be able to oxygenate those tissues that you would be able to as someone that came from sea level.
I would imagine a lot of the folks who are coming out here are coming out for a week or so for a vacation,
Correct.
looking to have a great time.
Mhm.
And then the first few days, they just are stuck in bed or on the couch and can't really enjoy it.
Right. They don't feel like doing the activities that we have here. They don't feel like eating,
Yeah.
and they certainly don't sleep very well. So their experience is going to be definitely not what they had planned and spent their money for.
And I suppose those symptoms of headache, nausea, and fatigue are also similar to hangover symptoms.
Absolutely. Same thing, headache, nausea, fatigue. You'll feel tired all the time and not feel like doing anything. Again,